Hi everybody, it is your teacher Patrick, and tonight we are looking at what makes up a college level essay. Okay, and I even have a fancy PowerPoint. I never have fancy PowerPoints actually. I'm notorious for having basic black and white PowerPoints because I am a little boring. So, college essay is an attempt. It is an attempt to prove something. When you write your essays, there's no guarantees that you're going to convert everyone to your line of thinking. There's just no way to do it. So the goal becomes to attempt to prove your point incredibly well. That's what I'm looking for in your essays. I'm not looking to see if I suddenly believe what you believe at the end of an essay. I'm trying to clarify and evaluate how well you attempted to prove your thesis. That's it. So the process for me is what counts more than anything. Then we have, let me go back here, the introduction. So the first part's the introduction. As you know probably from high school or English 90 summer hooks, you clearly attempt to get the reader's attention. You know, you've probably had them called attention grabbers. Some teachers say you set the stage, you give us a more general idea of the issues in play in your essay, and then you get more specific. Sometimes you offer a short anecdote, a short little story to get the readers inside of the essay. It's often personal. And other introductions, more commonly, particularly in college English, you're going to have a lot of summaries be your introduction. So you'll be summarizing a text in question in the essay, and that will be your way in. And we'll be talking about summaries at the end of this video. Part 2, the thesis. Same as high school, right? Same as other schools. And you still state what you will prove, and you will state how you will prove or attempt to prove your thesis. This is also known as previewing your arguments. For the love of God, yes, they can be more than 1 or 2 sentences. Yes, yes, yes. You do not need to jam all of this information into only 1 or 2 sentences. That's often an idea that's conveyed in high school, and for high school essays that might be fine. In college, you're doing more stuff, so you might need more than a sentence or 2 to fully explain what you're going to prove and how you're going to do so. Maybe in the beginning of the semester, it's closer to 2 sentences, maybe 3, but by the time you get to your research paper, you have a 3-4 sentence thesis. It's very common. Okay? The body, part 3. In 120, you want to support your thesis with 3 distinct arguments. Now that kind of lets you to maybe think that, oh, I'm just going to be writing 5-paragraph essays. No. You'll be writing maybe 5-section essays. Intro with a summary and conclusion, and then you have your thesis. Maybe that's all one section. Intro has summary and thesis. Maybe that's one block. But then you need 3 separate arguments to support the thesis. Each section could be more than 1 paragraph. Okay? Very easy to do. Some paragraphs will be longer or more developed than others. In each body paragraph, you need certain things. Must have. Each body paragraph must have a clear topic sentence. That sentence has the absolute controlling idea for the entire paragraph. Every other sentence in that paragraph attempts to prove the topic sentence. That's it. Most people put them at the very beginning in their essays. There are a few people who do a very good job at writing down towards them and making them the final sentence in the paragraph. You will find some teachers who say they're okay to be in the middle. I think that's a terrible idea. Never bury your topic sentence in the middle of a paragraph. Have it at the very beginning or at the very end, but nowhere else. Now, each topic sentence, you got to look and ask yourself, does that topic sentence need to be explained even more? Or does the idea stand enough on its own? Is it clear enough on its own? Therefore, you don't need to explain the idea in the topic sentence. Sometimes you'll have that. Other times you won't. If you think your topic sentence needs to be clarified, you might need a sentence or two explaining that idea completely. And then we get to examples. You need to support the topic sentence with evidence. Evidence in this class is everything. The quality of your evidence in all of your papers is going to be the driving factor for many of your grades, for almost every essay grade. The quality of the evidence and the way in which you manage the evidence leads to your grades. The conclusion. You need to spend a little time restating your case. If you're doing more than 3 sentences, you're basically writing a high school level conclusion where you'd sort of go back and say, this is my thesis, this is how I proved it, I hope you liked it, the end. And I remember being right around your age, just getting out of high school for many of you, and I would literally write the end at the end of some essays, and so did my friends, and our teachers thought that that was fine. It's not fine in college. You can't do that. So you got to spend much more time in your conclusion answering the question, so what? The vast majority of your conclusion should be you explaining to the reader why what you proved is important. So for example, what should I do differently as a result of reading your essay? Should I act differently? Should I not do something? What is it that I need to be doing or thinking or seeing as a result of reading your essay? That needs to be the driving force behind the conclusion. Okay, so even in your first essay, which you'll be getting assigned shortly, you will need to write a summary of an outside source, reading related to your essay. And I'll give you the options on that. In all of our essays, you're going to need to summarize at least one outside source. Here's how you do it. And there's a couple of pages here. The first thing you want to do is you want to stay objective. Do not spend any time telling me how that outside source made you feel. I care about your feelings personally, but when you're writing an academic essay, nobody cares about your feelings in the summary. It is irrelevant there. And you want to avoid writing in the first person for a summary. In some of our essays, you'll be writing first person. By the time we get towards the end of the semester, we will be out of first person almost completely. In 1 to 2 sentences, you want to answer this question. If you had to guess, and let's just state it directly, right? What is the author's thesis? What is the author trying to prove? Then you need 3 or more sentences, possibly, to explain how the author supports that thesis. What are her or his key arguments? Summary should be 80 to 100% your own words. Okay. To the beginning of the semester, no more than 1 quote in each summary. You want it mostly to be you restating and rethinking the author's ideas in your own words. And the length varies. By the time we get to the end of the semester, you will have written summaries of a wide range of lengths. So that is that. That's a college essay. That's how it works. And now let's spend the entire semester making sure we know how to do this. And you're going to be great. You're going to do just fine. I believe in you. You're great. Keep doing your work. Okay. Goodbye.